Are we recording? Are we good? Are we on? I'm just joking. I'm just here by myself. What is going on? How is everybody doing today? Welcome to the Risen Fallen podcast. I am your host, Mark Henriksen, and if you're brand new to the show, then what you can expect is open and authentic conversations about things like mental health, self-development, and how to get your life moving in the right direction. If you're not feeling good about where you are right now, at least having the confidence knowing that you are moving at least 1% closer every single day, getting a little bit better every single day. And some days it's just about maintaining ground, making sure you're not moving backwards. And that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. But how are we doing? I'm going to take a sip of coffee. We're going to get into this episode. Happy Monday. Hope everybody's doing well. It's been a while since I've done a solo episode, so cheers to that. Let's make a little sippy sip time, and let's get into it. All right, now that we've got that under control, how is everybody doing today? We are in December. It is almost the holiday time. It's been holiday time for a while now. We've had our tree up for a couple weeks now. And today is one of those days where I am taking care of a bunch of chores. And when I was doing a lot of these chores, like dishes, laundry, things like that, I was thinking about how much of a perfect metaphor chores like that are. And the reason I think that is because, when it comes to fitness, when it comes to saving money, when it comes to dishes, when it comes to any form of discipline, when it comes to laundry, when it comes to just keeping, your tools in order, your life in order, your house in order, a lot of these jobs are meant to be done, but they're not meant to be finished. And what I mean by that is there really is no end. And you hear that a lot, when you start to read self-development books or you start to listen to podcasts, you want to start to get some successful mentors, and they'll always tell you that it does not end. The work does not end. It's going to change. It might change the way that you do it, the means that you do it by, when you do it, how you do it, who you do it with, all of those things may change, but one thing that will not change is the fact that these jobs need to be done and they cannot be finished. And so, if you are a fit person, you go on runs, 3, 4, 5 times a week, you're lifting weights, you're doing yoga, you're stretching, you're eating well, you're avoiding bad foods, you're not putting a bunch of chemicals in your body, you're taking care of yourself. All of those jobs need to be done to maintain the results. And the reason why that is because those results are diminishing. And so what that means is if you stop doing those things, then the results will slowly fade away and you'll start to make negative progress, and dishes and laundry and even, saving money. If you're practicing your discipline with saving money, all it really takes, you do it for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. You've done it for a whole year. You've saved up a lot more money. And then you have one bad day where you don't practice that discipline and then you spend it all and you're back to square one. And so all of these things are just a reminder that all of these jobs need to be done and they cannot be finished. And, when it comes to dishes and laundry and anything like that, we always, if you're anything like me, you're going to try and avoid, the solution to the problem. You're like, okay, I don't want to do the dishes. The dishes are going to pile up. So how can I do that? Maybe I'll use a piece of paper towel. Maybe I'll use some paper plates. Maybe I'll use this. Maybe I'll use that. And, maybe I'll just let it float over my hand. And in doing the act of trying to avoid what the actual solution to the problem is, we create, a situation where you're spending more time, you're spending more money, you're spending more focus and attention on actually doing the solution You're creating a lot more waste, you're creating a lot more mess. And, just by doing the solution, you'd be saving yourself all that trouble. You'd be creating a lot less of a problem for yourself. And so the actual solution is to do the actual job. Do the dishes. Just wash them. Just use your dishes and then wash them after. Or same thing with your laundry. Eventually you're going to have to deal with that pile, and it's easier to deal with a little pile every so often than it is to just deal with one massive pile every week, and I'm just as bad as everyone else is on that. And that's why I say these are jobs that just need to be done, and they can never be finished. And the fact that as we grow up, as we go through this life, you get more and more and more things that need to be done but can't be finished. And that's really what becoming like a functional person in society is. It sounds like a no-brainer, but it's like, as you're a kid, you have a little bit of responsibility. There's some things you have to do. Maybe you have to do some chores, take the trash out, wash your dad's truck, mow the lawn, do some dishes, clean the bathroom, and as you age, you get more and more of these jobs that are expected of you, not just from like an exterior, like, oh, your mom's making you do it or your dad's making you do it. But it's like, dude, if I want to live in a clean environment, I'm going to have to be the one that cleans it, because eventually you leave and you create your own home and your own family. And it's like, well, no longer is mom going to come and clean your shit up. You're going to have to do this yourself. And and if you don't, you're going to live in a messy, disastrous existence, not just like physically and literally, but metaphorically as well. And it will wreak havoc on your psyche, on your subconscious mind, because essentially what you're telling yourself when you're doing these things is that you're not worth it. You're not, you don't deserve to live in a place like that, because if you did deserve it, you'd fucking do something about it. And there is the argument of like, well, what about these like super rich, successful people that don't have to do these fucking things anymore? It's like, well, they're still making sure the job gets done. Whether they're doing it themselves, they're paying someone else to do it. It's like they're still making sure the job gets done. So you can be lucrative. You can, no one's telling you that you have to fucking just like clean shit all day, every day, and just read books and eat well and exercise and never actually do things that are going to progress you in life, because you're just consistently doing chores and odd jobs that aren't going to make you money or make you more connected to other people, etc. But it's like, well, then you're going to have to figure out a way to get the job done. And I didn't really think too far ahead on that, to be honest, because that's kind of just where my head was at. Like I said, I was kind of just doing chores today, and that's what kind of got me thinking about it, because, doing things like vacuuming, doing things like all of these things, we have the myth that we can complete, oh, I made my house clean, I have a clean house now, I'm good to go. And it's like, no, dude, because if you're going to actually live in that house, it's going to create, one of the byproducts of that is it's going to be messy. And so you've got to figure out a way to clean up that mess. And if you have somebody over and there's a mess that's made and it's not even your fault, well, guess what? You're still responsible for cleaning that up. And that's the exact same thing with like physical injuries as well. Like there's going to be things that happen to you, and then you're going to have to do physio. You're going to have to rest. You're going to have to recover. You're going to have to eat better so that your body has the nutrients to recover. And it might not be your fault. It might be your fault, whatever. But at the end of the day, it's your responsibility to take care of yourself and to make sure that you are best equipped to continue going through life. And emotional trauma, anything like that, is the exact same thing. We have to prove it to ourselves that we can heal and that we have healed. Because if you're consistently in this, feeling of like, oh, well, I had this injury before, I had this issue before, I had this situation, and you might not understand it, and you might not, fully, nobody really gets me. If you're in that kind of feeling where you're not doing the job that needs to be done, then the results are never going to become positive. You cannot get a positive outcome with negative input. You have to have positive input to get a positive output. And that doesn't mean that every single time you have a positive input, you're going to get a positive outcome. It doesn't guarantee you it. But if you don't have positive input, you cannot have positive output. And so, whether it's emotional baggage you've got going on, some trauma that you've gone through, some issues that you've had in your life, whether they're your fault or not, you've got to do the dishes, dude. You've got to fucking clean the laundry. You've got to do the shit. Expose yourself to the things that you don't like doing, the things that you're avoiding doing, the things that you find naturally hard. Expose yourself to those things. But it makes me stressed, but it makes me anxious, but it triggers me. It brings me back to this time. Well, there you go. Then that's the mess in your life that you metaphorically have to clean up. Because every time you invite people over and you share your mess with them, they're going to be like, dude, what the fuck? Why are you doing this to yourself? And not only that, you're going to wake up every single day and subconsciously, whether you actually are conscientious of it or not, you have the thought, or it's just a lingering thing in the back of your mind that never gets verbalized, never gets spoken about, and never gets dealt with. The mess continues to grow the more you sweep it under the rug. I think that's pretty much it. I think that's pretty much it. So, short little episode today. We're sitting at like 10 minutes, and I think I just ran out of a way to think about this, or maybe I need to think about it a little bit more. And maybe you can share your thoughts as well. If you're watching this on YouTube, drop a comment below, like the video, subscribe it if you like all that, but please drop a comment below and let me know what you think about this, or what kinds of tactics you use to even identify these messes in your life, or if you even think about these things. Let me know. And if you're watching this on a podcast platform, or I guess listen to this on a podcast platform, please leave a little review, rate it 5 stars. All of these things help boost this message in the algorithm for people that need to hear it. And so if you found any value in this, you found this entertaining, you found this kind of, maybe it clicked for you. Maybe it was like, hey, I've had this thought before, but I haven't ever heard the words to it. I haven't vocalized it or verbalized it or linguistically expressed myself with it. And you connected to it, or you think that somebody else might, please share it with them. And on that note, I will catch you guys next Monday. Much love. Peace out. See you all then.